Hello, property nomads. Hope you're doing well. So the energy watchdog, Ofgem, has outlined steps to drive flexible power use moving forwards. Probably not a good thing to look to do. And again, if you've been a fan for this channel for a while, you know what we think about energy. But as always, any story is a good enough excuse to go over it again, just so we can really hammer home the point that we want to make. Let me just go and share this video. Here we are. So energy watchdog outlines steps to drive flexible power use. So Ofgem has said it has hired Alexon to act as a market facilitator for local energy flexibility, a role that will see it tasked with coordinating demand flexibility offers following the consultation launched last year. Well, I mean, there's so much to unwrap just in that paragraph, and that's not even the opening paragraph of this content. First of all, it's hired Alexon. Okay, great, good news, fine. But why was there a consultation in the first place? How many people have been passing around brown envelopes? How much did that consultation process cost? How long did it take? And then also, did that come at taxpayers' expense? Now, surely Ofgem have got better things to be doing, like looking at building nuclear plants and working with the current suppliers that we have in this country to try and do something about energy independence, not look at ways that we can be flexible with our energy, i.e. they're going to probably tell you to use less and make everyone poorer in the process. So lots to unpack just in that paragraph. But it wants to help drive flexible electricity use, because we are in the UK increasingly looking at switching to wind and solar power. And we're doing this, I won't go down the climate change route or the eco warrior route, but you know that's the case. But we're doing it because we're also apparently looking to make savings of up to £70 billion by 2050. Well, where does that £70 billion come from? Is that today's value of pounds, or is that the value of the pound in 2050? Because it's probably going to be a big difference, because there's something called inflation that is not going to go away anytime soon. Admittedly, this video has been recorded in 2024 in August. If you're watching this in 2034, and then we've gone past all inflation, you might be thinking about what's he talking about? But yeah, is this 20 in 26 years or 25 and a bit years? Are we talking 70 billion of pounds now, or 70 billion of pounds in 2050? I haven't got an answer to that. There's a big difference. And again, the difference is inflation. It says here, Britain will need to shift towards more flexible energy use, again, all through EVs, batteries, etc., etc. And that's because we want to become more dependent on wind and solar panel. Now, here's where the beef comes in. It shouldn't be solar panels and it shouldn't be wind energy that we're looking at. It should be nuclear energy that we need to look at first, because what you need is, if you're going to supplement your baseload energy with wind and solar, then that's great. But you need that baseload energy in the first place. Now, there are things like thorium reactors, thorium plants, things that are years and years away from being developed, because the technology is too untested at the moment. It's very, very new. But if we look at baseload energy, your baseload energy normally consists of oil, gas, and coal. One of the three, or possibly a mixture of two of the three, or all three of those three: oil, gas, coal. Now, baseload energy can also be nuclear. And nuclear is out with nuclear, coal, oil, and gas. Nuclear is the cleanest of them, substantially. And to the best of my knowledge, we'll be able to produce the most electricity. So it's cleaner, greener, and meaner. Sounds like a good combination. That I'm up for it. So rather than Ofgem turning around and saying, oh, we need to be a bit more flexible, and people are going to be buying more EVs and people are going to be charging more, and they've got solar this and wind that. My challenge to you, Ofgem, is you are focusing on the two wrong things. Number one, saying that we need to shift towards more flexible energy use is basically another way of saying our grid's not good enough, and if everyone uses everything at the same time, that could lead to a blackout, or multiple blackouts, or an elongated blackout. That's what that says. Now, trying to, I wouldn't say gaslight us, but trying to pull the wool over our eyes and go, oh, yes, well, we need to be more flexible and we need to do this. And the fact that we're still in 2024 warned to maybe not all use the kettle at the same time when England are playing a big football match, for example, because that power surge could screw the grid up. As 2024 in England, congratulations. That shouldn't be happening. So yes, so when it says more flexible energy use, it's basically a way of saying our grid's not good enough, we need to sort the grid out. But the other challenge with that is I don't think Ofgem know that they need to sort the grid out. So it's quite clear that they do. So rather than getting people to adapt their habits, what they need to do is to do two things. Number one, look at pushing through as many nuclear projects as possible, because nuclear is greener, cleaner, and meaner. It's better than oil, it will be better than gas, it will be better than coal. That is a win-win situation. It gets all the eco-zealots off their back, gets all the eco-warriors happy. It should do, but then I'm not sure they actually like nuclear. Point being, build nuclear plants. It will then increase the energy independence that we want to create. And then that means you can then use all the solar and all the wind that you want to then help supplement the power here in the UK. That's absolutely fine. Secondly, the second thing that Ofgem need to do is to look at actually improving the grid. The grid does not have the capability to deal with all these extra electric vehicles, or the batteries, or the wind, or the solar panels. So stop, excuse my French, stop pissing away the finance that you're given, whether that's from the Bank of England or through the taxpayers or through people's energy bills. Stop messing around with flexible energy use. Let's get out there and start building some nuclear. Let's get out there and start implementing good things for the grid, for the better for this country, not just, oh, well, don't turn the kettle on at half time, or, oh, we need to adapt and use less energy because we need to do our best for the environment. Sod all that. Energy independence and energy security is the way forward. Anyway, going back to the article, it does say that electricity demand is set to rise by 50% by 2025. Now, that to me sounds like a typo, but if that is true, then again, I'll just go back to the point of our grid is really not able to not going to be able to handle that. Plus, secondly, what if it's not windy? If it's not windy, your turbines aren't working, you're not going to create as much energy. And of course, Ofgem has recently launched a consultation on a new system to provide a single point of registration for flexible consumer assets. That's basically another way of saying they're going to data capture as much as they can about you and your energy usage, and all of that sort of stuff goes into a big database. And then maybe they might control when and where you are allowed and not allowed to use your energy. I don't know. That's a conspiracy theorist part of me that thinks that's just a big data collection thing that's going to come back and bite people on the backside. We will see. So flexible power use, not good. Wind and solar, again, not good as baseload energy. If you need baseload energy, nuclear is the answer. Coal, oil, gas are good. But of course, we live in this funny climate at the moment, people complaining about everything. So nuclear is the answer. We need to get that through to more people as well. Once you've got the baseload energy there, you can then look at wind and solar and work that all out. That would be absolutely fantastic. That's what people should be doing. That's what we should look to be doing in this country, and improving the grid as well. Not using our, ridiculous standing charges and unit charges, people getting subsidies for X, Y, and Z. Let's stop all that nonsense. Let's get back to some bread and butter here, build nuclear plants, and work on improving the infrastructure of the grid. Next video, well, in a couple of videos' time, there is a ridiculously unbelievable, well, no, it's very believable, given we've spoken about this council before. We're going to be looking at one of probably the worst property deals I think I've ever seen in my lifetime, and it should make us ashamed that we actually put councils in place. So yeah, in a few videos' time, look out for it. Yeah, you won't believe what you're listening to when we go through that. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Please also use that bell notification thing to get alerted as and when new content comes out. Thanks for listening. See you in the next video.